What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, this is something I think a lot of us have noticed over the last several years with Draymond Green. To a lesser extent, Steve Kerr as well. Alright, but I want to focus on Draymond Green in this particular video and how, for all of this Hall of Fame talk with this guy, and people always bring up the Defensive Player of the Year award and the championships, but it's funny, Tyson Chandler has a Defensive Player of the Year award and a championship, and nobody looks at him as a Hall of Famer, you know. But anyway, the thing that gets me about him, man, is that there's never any accountability with this guy. Never. And I know part of that is he's with Clutch Sports. Part of it is he's played with a great dynasty level team with the Warriors, and he has media connections, and you know, one day he will be a full-time fraternity member of broadcasting. So they take it easy on this guy. They take it real easy on a Draymond Green, you know. But there's never any accountability with him. Never. There's never any accountability. This is the same dude who created the atmosphere. And then when you look at it years later on, you're thinking, well, did he do it on purpose? Because it started the beef between him and KD when he called KD a B. And, you know, going around doing all this stuff to antagonize the man. Taking the ball from him and all this type of shit, right? All of these things started right around the time that he signed with Clutch Sports. Or a little bit afterwards. So now in hindsight, I look at that stuff really suspiciously. Was there ever any accountability for him running KD from Golden State? If you're a Golden State Warrior fan at the time, you didn't like the move because you felt like, hey man, with KD there, we got a dynasty or a potential dynasty. All he has to do is recover from his injury. You know what I'm saying? He'll miss 1 year, but he'll be back and we'll be in the thick of things for perhaps more championships. But Draymond Green helped to create the atmosphere to which KD said, the hell with that, I'm gone. I'm not appreciated here. You tell the man we was winning championships before you, and we'll win a championship after you. Now, it did happen. It did happen. But he created the atmosphere that led to his departure. Then, after KD is gone, and in that particular last finals that KD played in, Klay Thompson got hurt. And then subsequently we have a 941-day sabbatical due to multiple severe injuries. And then even in that period of time, there were times when Steph was injured. Right? And then this so-called Hall of Famer who claimed that he could be a superstar on a bad team. Like he could put up Charles Barkley numbers on a bad or mediocre team. Well, he had his chance to do that. He had his chance to do that, and what did he do? Nothing. This is a dude that were on Warriors teams that were getting blown up by 30 points after the first quarter, losing by 40 and 50 points, and all that had to do with Steve Kerr too. Steve Kerr, I got to do a video on him, man. You know, very overrated coach. But yeah, this is a dude, man, that was purposely acting a fool and getting fouled out of games so he wouldn't be on TV being embarrassed. So-called Hall of Famer. National television having no impact on the game without his other cohorts around. Getting murdered. Metaphorically speaking. By the other team. And then you also remember during that time period he was real quiet. Remember? You couldn't hear a peep out of this dude when he didn't have his batteries around. When I say batteries, I mean the batteries in his back, which is AKA his teammates. But when Clay and Steph came back and some reinforcements, all of a sudden he's talking. Then they win a championship, right? They start the season off historically. Then they had a mediocre second half of the season. Then started getting it going. Last few games of the regular season going to the playoffs, they went on a roll. And Jordan Poole had a lot to do with that. No matter how you feel about him. Draymond Green had a horrible finals, but that gets forgotten, because he's a 4-time champion. And then what happens? Jealous of Jordan Poole, envious of, to me, envious of his youth and envious of the fact that, apparently, he could pull women or chicks or whatever. I don't know, some immature dick measuring contest between both of them. But you're supposed to be the experienced veteran. You lose your cool because he's telling you some truths about you being broke or whatever it is. You punched the man in the face and you didn't get punished for it. Not fined, not anything. Notice the NBA didn't step in and, if I remember correctly, the NBA didn't step in and do nothing. All he did was take a couple of preseason games off, which is a number of vacation for him. Then the media turned against Jordan Poole like he's supposed to appreciate the punch. Like he's supposed to just keep it moving and, oh man, thank you for punching me, knocking me the fuck out, man. It was a good thing. Fuck out of here, man. Then in the fucking conference finals, in the first round, this dude stepping in holes in people's chests and shit. But then he completely let up against LeBron and AD. We saw that. He didn't show any of the same goddamn smoking. He didn't show none of that shit. What was the energy? What was the passion in that series? Nowhere. Except for one game where he tried to fake the funk and quiet down all the whispers. Because like people was noticing like, hey man, what's going on with Draymond and LeBron? So he had one game, I think it was game 5, where he tried to quiet down all the fucking commotion and shit. I'm not falling for that shit, bro. And then once again, no accountability. So yeah, man, I've grown to despise this man. On top of a lot of other stuff that he does, disrespecting fans, disrespecting the game, you know what I'm saying? Teammates having no respect for this dude. But yeah, no accountability. Who cares how many championships he's won, man? You played with all those Hall of Famers, you should win some. He's mad. He knocked out Poole because Poole's telling his ass some truths. Apparently he was broke. And apparently he know, like everybody else know, that if he wasn't on that team, if he was playing on a bad team, nobody would be talking about Draymond Green like that. They'd be looking at Draymond Green like they look at maybe Kurt Thomas or something. But if I got more respect for Kurt Thomas than I do Draymond Green anyway. But anyway, that's all I got to say, man.